Morning everyone, James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm out here scouting for quail and rabbit, and I decided to take a break and make a little fire and just warm up a little bit. It is a rainy, cold morning out here, and I decided to make a channel update. Now, because it is a little bit more spontaneous, it's not going to be as elaborate as my usual video. Think of it something more as a vlog, but we are definitely overdue to just let you guys know on some updates for this channel. So thank you for joining me. Okay, so let's begin with the positive. Junkyard Fox was the winner of Operation Survival Season 1, and I am just ecstatic. I am just so proud. I'm so happy because we worked so hard on that. For those of you who don't know, Operation Survival was a challenge amongst 3 outdoor YouTube channels, and the gist of it, the basic gist of it, was that we were each to get a volunteer, preferably someone that's a city slicker. We're going to give them a crash course in, survival skills and methods out in our environment. And then some sponsors, we're going to send some items to them, a knife, a poncho, stuff like that. And we were free to make a 24-hour survival scenario. And it was up to us, whatever we wanted, as long as it shows our volunteer getting into a situation, a survival situation, and them using the gear that was sent to them, and using survival methods and skills, and then eventually getting rescued. It's a 24-hour scenario. And when we were chosen the winner, Gabe from his survival, the founder of the idea, last week, he did mention that we cheated a little bit because we used a film set for episode 1. And for that, Gabe, I'd have to say I disagree, because there was never any rule that said do not use a film set. It was left to us to interpret or write our 24-hour scenario whatever way, as long as we used the items sent to us and showed survival skills, and the volunteer was eventually rescued. All three requirements were met. Now, behind the scenes, just to let you guys know why we went that direction with the whole using a movie set, Gabe approached me with the concept for Operation Survival earlier this year, and I thought it was a great idea. However, I did decline being a participant in it because about 2 years ago, I did a review for the Outdoor Arena where I tested out the UTG Tactical Messenger Bag. And, bags can be a little boring to review. So we decided to do something a little different for Junkyard Fox back when we were a younger channel. And we did something more cinematic. And I played an idiot who crashed his truck in the desert and had the items in the bag, and his skills to kind of survive for the night and then end up getting rescued. So it was very similar. And to me personally, creatively, I don't like to repeat myself. So I wouldn't have felt creatively challenged if I basically just copied and pasted someone else in a very similar situation. I just wouldn't just feel that pull for something artistic or something to growth. So I said yes to the Operation Survival, and I'm with Ben, my volunteer at the time, and we're at Applebee's drinking some beers, brainstorming, and I'm telling him what can we do different. And eventually, war came up. Civil war, some kind of collapse happened, and Ben tells me that he thinks that there's some kind of movie set around our area somewhere locally that that has tanks and stuff like that, props like that. So I looked into it, and sure enough, there was. In the 90s, they did make a movie called Courage Under Fire, somewhere in this area. So I located the place. I contacted the property manager. I told him what was going on with the Junkyard Fox, what we would like to do, and sure enough, he was a gentleman. He said yes. He allowed us to shoot there 2 weeks from that conversation, and in those 2 weeks, I just wrote a script. I designed the characters. I just went crazy with the concept, with the idea, and what began as a YouTube challenge quickly evolved into my first attempt at directing and screenwriting and filmmaking. And for the most part, it wasn't perfect, of course. Essentially, we're just a couple of kids running around with the camera, but we just made it look so great, and we worked so hard for it, everyone that was involved in that. And yes, we did use that movie set, and I think it works in many ways. Once again, it opens up very interesting that it's not just a desert survival, but there's more stuff going on than just he got lost in the desert. There's some, it makes it more interesting. Not only that, but you got to know a couple of things for the character. One, other humans are dangerous. You see my character, Ben, you see he's definitely the bottom of the food chain there, and he's hiding from them, and you see him scavenging. So you get to understand what kind of world they're in, something post-apocalyptic-ish. And for episode 2 and 3, we didn't shoot there anymore. We only shot there one day for episode 1, and I just happen to know my desert, and I know where there's burnt down vehicles that, you know, there's cactus and yucca and all that desert stuff, but there's still, you know, destroyed, charred vehicles, so it still reminds the audience that this is some kind of, you know, collapsed society. And I'm very proud of that, you know, we worked very hard on that. I'm going to put the playlist below so you guys can check it out. And now I did say earlier, a couple of months back, that I was going to do something of a director's cut with all 3 episodes combined, as well as one last scene at the end. Guys, it's not going to happen. It's pretty much a guarantee that isn't happening. You know, we just have all different schedules. We live in different parts of town. The holidays are just right around the corner, so work is picking up for everyone. And, you know, that sucks. It's heartbreaking because I felt like we were so close to creating something that, to me, was timeless. And, you know, life goes on. But anyways, other than that, there is going to be a season 2 for Operation Survival around December. I will not be taking part in that. I feel like our story was told, and there was no need to keep it going, and I kind of want to work on other stuff for Junkyard Fox. I might return maybe a year or 2 later for a couple of seasons down the road with a brand new, fresh story, but, you know, give me some time to recharge my batteries, creatively speaking, and, you know, think of something brand new. So, once again, check out the playlist below if you haven't seen it yet, and also check out his survival and the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors, and check out their different Operation Survival stories as well, because I think we all approached it differently, and it just shows how far we can take this challenge. Moving on to our next subject is Cuervo Negro. Now, for those of you who've been watching it for any length of time, watching this channel, Cuervo Negro is the composer that writes all the music for this channel. It's all made from scratch, and he was also my cameraman for about 2 years until he moved out of town. But as much as the music sounds very great while I'm reviewing a knife and batoning and stuff like that, a lot of time and energy goes into making these songs and giving them their unique sound, their unique emotion and tone and all that stuff. And because of that, we want to give it a little bit more of a time in the spotlight, as opposed to just being background music. So we have a YouTube Cuervo Negro channel now. It's in its stages of infancy, so it's barely getting started. But if you guys want to listen to some music without having to watch the videos of reviews and stuff, go ahead and check it out. I'll put the link below. We also have an Instagram for it as well. Cuervo Negro is currently working on his next album that should be coming out anytime soon. And some of the songs were also, for the new album, he wrote for our Operation Survival Challenge, and they're some of the best music he's ever made. It's really awesome to hear, see his evolution from being a musician to more of a composer, and it's just really cool stuff. So check out our Instagram so you can see some behind the scenes action, some works in progress, stuff like that, some updates. And so that's the short-term goal for starting the YouTube channel and the Instagram, is to give you guys more access to Cuervo Negro as just a music entity, not necessarily just, once again, background music. Think of your favorite songs, the Star Wars theme song and the movies. They go so well together, but you can actually enjoy that soundtrack, while you're driving or, just working on something at home. Hans Zimmer with the Dark Knight trilogy, I personally play that all the time. Great music. So once again, give you guys easier access to the music. And then our long-term goal for the Cuervo Negro YouTube channel is we want to direct short stories, short music videos per se, for some Cuervo songs. And it allows us to to direct and do more playful stuff that isn't necessarily bushcraft oriented. So we could do something more suspenseful, type of ghost story stuff, more creepier stuff in the future. We're still a ways from that, but that's where I hope to go for. And last but not least, guys, the Junkyard Fox channel will be slowing down. We're not going anywhere, but we are going to be slowing down just a little bit. The holidays are on their way, and that just makes everyone just busier with, family reunions, and work picks up with everybody. You know, everyone gets busier, and shopping and all that stuff. And that's why I've kind of been a little slower from my last video to now. Just, you know, work is picking up, and, you know, just getting a little bit more hectic with the holidays on their way. Not only that, but for those of you who don't know, YouTube has really made it difficult for us to, you know, make some money. You know, they're demonetizing videos left and right, particularly if you're talking about knives and you know, trapping game and stuff like that, or they're just censoring altogether, and you know, they're just going on just a rampage of it's a mess behind the scenes. And you know, we don't make a lot of money from the Junkyard Fox channel. We never started off as trying to become stars or anything, but the money we would make helped us. It went back to the channel to, you know, travel and get different stuff. If you notice, you know, I always try to change the environment. So one video we're in desert sand dunes, and the next one we're in the mountains in a forest, and we're catching trout. And those little, you know, that's 4 hours of driving, but I always want to make stuff, vary it up and make it entertaining and variety and skills as well. And with the little $100, $200 checks we would get monthly from YouTube, that would go for gasoline, food. If I have a crew with me, if I had a cameraman or somebody, you know, I have to feed them, you know. And now we're not really making money, and it's not about the money, but the money definitely helps. Budget always helps, and because of that, it's a little harder, because now I have to work more, you know, save money from work to build it up so we can take a little trip here or there to make, you know, interesting videos. So we will be slowing down, not only because of the low money from YouTube, but once again the holidays, and I do work a 9-to-5 job outside of this. You know, I don't do this full time, so we're gonna be busy. There's still videos coming out, but I would say probably like with maybe one video every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, probably till about January. And in the meantime, I'll see if I can figure out some kind of sponsorship or something that can help us a little bit more with expenses, because it does take money to, you know, give you something of quality. Okay guys, well that's about it. I know channel update videos are a little boring and it's just talking, so the casual viewer isn't gonna care for this, but I know, you know, for those that are really big fans and, you know, loyal viewers, I wanted to let you guys know on some stuff, and update you guys. And we're not going nowhere. Once again, we're still going to stick around until YouTube shuts us down. Well guys, that's about the long and short of it. Now I know channel update videos are a little boring. It's really just talking, so I don't expect this to get a lot of views mainly, but it is mainly for the bigger fans, the more loyal viewers that just want to watch, and then you guys are always sticking around. So thank you all so much. I really wanted to update you guys on some stuff going on behind the scenes. Be sure to go ahead and like this video if you enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed Junkyard Fox content. Also be sure to go ahead and click the bell right next to subscribe. That way you guys are updated whenever we do post a video. Don't worry, we're not going to be bugging you, putting, you know, 3 videos a week while you guys are sleeping or something. So just to make sure, because a lot of people have told me that they haven't been notified when we put up new videos, so they miss them. Okay, so once again, that's about it guys. Don't worry, we're not going anywhere. We have some cool stuff coming up soon. We have a catch and cook video coming up this week, some Hidden Woodsman reviews coming up, a knife giveaway, and hopefully cook up a turkey before the year's over. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.